Well, you've heard us talk about our next guest all week long, and we are super excited to have him with us today. He's worked with superstars in the music business, including Usher, and has worked with many others like Ne-Yo and Monica and Ciara, and he's even has author on his resume. And joining us now is powerhouse DJ Mars. Thank you for being with us.
Hey, thank you guys for having me.
Listen, I want to sing "Last Night a DJ Saved My Life."
You can sing it,
Okay.
I'll take that.
Because the DJ, in my opinion, the DJ is the one who sets the tone for the crowd. 100%. If the DJ is whack, the show is going to be whack. So what would you say, after I gave you my opinion, is the job of a celebrity DJ?
Exactly what you said. The DJ sets the tone. You're in an environment, whether it's a concert, tour, club, whatever, you see 4 or 5 beautiful women, you single in on that one particular woman, you realize it's her day. She's celebrating her birthday, she just got a raise, whatever. You zone in, you make her happy, she makes her girlfriends happy, they make the club happy. So it's a little bit of psychology thrown in there. It's a great job. I totally love it.
It's a science. It's a science. Yeah. So how would you say that DJ culture has evolved and changed over the years?
Well, the DJ historically within hip hop was the focus. It was Eric B. and Rakim, Jazzy Jeff,
and Fresh Prince. Yes.
Now the DJ is becoming the part of the centerpiece again, especially when it comes to live performances. He sets the tone in the arena first before the artist. Whoever the artist is, he lets you know what time it is before the artist hits the stage. So he controls the energy and raises the level, so when the artist hits the stage, it's already on 20,000.
Yeah, definitely. I remember going to a party one time and telling a friend, the DJ killed it last night. And he was like, what was so great about the DJ? I said, the DJ played everything I didn't even know I wanted to hear. You know what I mean? So you really do tap into the psychology of people. Now, you've also worked with huge names in the industry like Usher, Monica, Ciara, and Ne-Yo. Talk to us about the ever important role that the DJ plays in performances.
Well, the DJ's job is to go out to the market first and kind of survey the land, find out what records are big in that market, so when we come to Detroit, we know who to represent, so that when we're talking to the Detroit people, we can talk to them in a language that they understand. We bring, I'm from Massachusetts, but I represent Atlanta. We bring that Atlanta energy, but we speak to Detroit in a manner in which they are relative to.
Okay, so you make it regional.
We make it regional.
Mix it up because you know what's hot, too, because you've got your finger on the pulse.
Yeah, and luckily I've been blessed to the point that I've performed in Detroit 1,000 times. Shane Park, Joe Louis Arena, Little Caesars, and whatnot. Detroit is that musical town. Like regardless of who the artist is, whenever it's on the schedule and we see Detroit, we know they're gonna go off. I was here this summer. R&B Money Tour, and Detroit went up last night. Well, Usher, Detroit was crazy. So Detroit is that city. It's the home of Motown. How can it not be a musical hotbed? It's the home of Motown, which is the sound, the soul of R&B.
Indeed. But I also say, though, that Detroit has the best crowds out of anywhere in the country. So I always like to give a shout out to our people who do attend these shows. What would you say about that? Because I feel like if they're not having fun, you're not having fun.
So the cool thing about Detroit is soul music. Historically, it's dance music. Then they have a rich hip-hop history with Jay Dilla. So it's all of those different elements. I mean, you think about Smokey Robinson. You think about Aretha Franklin. You think about all the great artists that were born in Detroit that gave birth to that soul music sound. So as a DJ, your job is to know each of those aspects and put them into your set so that you can talk directly to the D.
Yeah, absolutely. And wherever you go, I would imagine. So do you still feel like, because there was a time when there was such a different sound in different cities, right? Atlanta had the Atlanta sound, right? New York, I mean, it might have been Brooklyn had a sound, you know. Harlem had a sound. In Massachusetts, even Boston had its own sound. D.C. with the go-go. Do you feel like we're kind of getting back to that, where music is more regional instead of everything sounding very similar?
I prefer it to be more regional, right? Because it just makes it different. Like when I come to Detroit, I don't want Detroit to sound like Chicago. I don't want Chicago to sound like St. Louis. I don't want St. Louis to sound like Atlanta. It has to be different. It can't sound the same, because anyone could do it if it all sound the same. There's a certain musicianship that comes from Detroit. Some of the great music directors of some of the biggest artists on the planet come from Detroit. So that's why we love, as a DJ, as a performer, we love coming here. Detroit is so rich in its history.
It really is. It really is. So now, what would you say, on a personal note, is your favorite part of getting out there and doing this job? Because you've been in the business for a long time.
My favorite part is knowing that they may not know my name when I hit the stage, but they know that I've survived the task by the end of the show. They may not know DJ Mars just yet, but they'll say, so-and-so's DJ, whether it's Usher or Carrie Hilson or Monica or Neil. That guy got busy. That's the satisfying part. That's the satisfying part.
This is going to be my last question. Do you think DJs should go back to learning to do tricks like they used to do back in the day?
I think that should be a part of your repertoire.
I think it should.
I definitely think it should be a part of your repertoire.
I've had philosophical arguments about this. Like, if a DJ can't do tricks, he's not a DJ. He's not, and you can do the tricks. And
that's part of it.
Okay.
The most important part of DJing is programming. Just like with television, putting A before B, before C, before D. Now, that's the most important aspect of DJing.
Okay.
The most important.
And then next is tricks.
Yes.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Somewhere after
She's from the era. She's from the era.
From the era. You got to know how to do some tricks. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate you taking the time.